Seems expensive to put Riomax in front of these cows, but if you do the math, it isn't. You know, I'll be honest, the first year I'm like, ugh. Second year it's like, well, third year it was definitely, you could see all the improvements. I mean, I'm here for one reason, and that's for these girls right here, a passion for these cows. And it makes me feel great. I mean, it's the wave of ranching in the future. My name is Luoma. I'm the ranch manager here for the Rockcreekland&cattle company in Phillipsburg, Montana. Been here for 9 years now. Started from nothing and building a cow-calf fair ranch. 6 years ago, introduced to Riomax, and we have a kind of unique situation here. You know, it's valley floor, so we don't have a lot of hay ground. Every pound makes a difference for us. And I could see that we probably weren't going to be that successful running 30 pounds a day. It just wasn't going to work. So introduced to Riomax, cut things back to 25 pounds a day. Cows still look great, man. Calve well. We're not having any retained placentas. Calves are having a ton of vigor in them. Riomax has really helped us run the number of cows with the limited amount of hay that we can produce on this ranch. Hay last year here was $250 to $300 a ton. We're figuring out that it pays for itself at $150 a ton hay, and it was paying for itself. You know, we were on several different mineral programs before we got onto the Riomax, and there was nothing wrong with any one of them. We were still having some issues on the backside, you know, so to speak. You know, one of the things that really sold the Riomax to me was simply this pound saved. It was simply going to pay for itself just in the pound saved for our feed program, that we could run the number of cows we wanted to run. It took a while. You know, I'll be honest, the first year I'm like, I'm not sure. Yeah, we're saving our input on our hay. That's what I'm seeing. You know, that's where we're at. Second year, it's like, well, you know, geez, we're not having nearly the retained placentas on these cows that we've had previous year. Third year, it was definitely, you can see all the improvements in the cattle, the calves, the gain on the calves during calving, calf vigor, cows without no retained placentas, or, you know, short term, real short term, not having to treat them daily. Breed up. Well, this year we had 92% breed up in the first 21 days, and we weren't seeing that before. We were down in the mid 90s, you know, 5 to 10% of our herd was leaving every year, and at the price of cattle, you can't replace them things. You know, it takes 2 to 1 at least. We're gaining a following on our replacement heifers, on our heifers. We really are. I think part of it is, again, their nutrition, and Riomax has proven to me that it works. Well, we've moved our calving dates from 1st of March into the 15th of March. What's that 2 weeks going to do? That's 2 weeks of gain on the backside of these calves. You know, how bad is that going to hurt us? And we were heavier. We were 635, 640 average on the big steer calves. We'd have been 620, 625, you know, but they were also 2 weeks short. So what would have happened if we'd have put them 2 weeks longer on feed? You know, I struggle with some of the other guys I talked to about using the product, and they can't get over the sticker shock, quite honestly. You know, they just can't. And it's like, you guys, you got to run it. You know, you got to run it. The owner of this ranch probably still has sticker shock every year when I order, you know, my Riomax. You know, just cringe a bit. Doesn't question me, but you can see it in his face every year. And then at the end of the year when we sell the calves and they're heavy, it's a lot better then. Feels a lot better then. And now after 3 years, he sees the benefits of it too. And now it doesn't sting nearly as bad. I've showed him, we've sat down and we've ran the numbers on just hay alone. And he sees it and realizes that it isn't costing us anything, quite honestly. In the end, it's paying for itself. We're just sitting there looking at manure on the ground and what it's doing, you know, putting nutrients back in the ground besides. I mean, there's just more benefits than just the feed cost too to Riomax. You know, there's just so many upsides to it. It makes me feel great. I mean, I look at the cows. I mean, I'm here for one reason, and that's for these girls right here. And I have a passion for these cows, and to see their health every year, and see they shed it off when they hit the green grass, and you just see them fat and happy all year long, calving big healthy calves that have a lot of vigor in them. It just makes you feel good about the whole program. It's the wave of ranching in the future. I truly believe that, you know, and I'm glad people like the owner of this place is passionate about it, you know, and leaving his legacy and preserving agriculture. This particular valley could have went a lot of other ways, and we're preserving it. It seems expensive. Put Riomax in front of these cows, but you do the math, simply do the math, on the hay savings alone, you will pay for the product. Yes, it's an investment in your cattle. There's no doubt about it. But all the other benefits, besides paying for itself, it sells itself to me.